Welcome to the Chew on This podcast. Join your host, Dr. Katie Chew, and her guests as they chew on what matters, one story at a time.
Well, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Chew on This podcast. And I'm your host, Dr. Katie Chew. And today I am filming from Nashville, Tennessee. And I have a very special friend, a colleague of mine, Dr. Mark Kapperman. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Katie. Nice to be here.
Nice to be here, too. I know that I started off in California, and then I had a speaking presentation to do out in Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, I flew out to here.
Okay.
Now, where did you start off?
All right. I've been Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
So I had a commute this morning of about 2.5 hours.
All right.
So
And you
got
drove?
to drive
Okay.
in today.
And what was the weather like for you to drive out
A little
here?
bit rainy this morning.
Okay.
A little bit overcast and rainy. I'm sorry that the Tennessee weather isn't a little better for you.
Yeah, no, well,
Yeah.
it's still better than where I came from. I came from Atlanta,
Okay.
and it started off as good weather,
Right.
but during our presentation, there was a unexpected thunder lightning storm
Yes.
that came through
Right.
unexpected and wiped out the power.
Oh.
And so, but we still trudged through and we ended up doing very well in terms of presenting. So
That's
it
the
was good.
South in the spring. So there you
that's
go.
the South in the spring.
That's right.
Okay, so tell my followers a little bit about yourself and what you
Okay.
do,
All right.
and a little bit about where we're at.
Where we're at.
Yes,
All right.
and why we're here.
We are here at the Vision Source Exchange celebrating 35 years of Vision
I
Source,
know.
which, my humble opinion, is a tremendous organization advocating for independent optometry.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think that's why most of us are here, but we're passionate about independent optometry and what we do. So I see patients every day as an optometrist. Actually, not every day, kind of semi-retiring a little bit, but working about 3 days a week. But what we get to do every day is quite amazing.
Yes.
To be able to spend some time one-on-one with people. I call it a happy type of medicine where very rarely are we talk about morbidity and mortality. We're having good conversations, and yet we're helping people to see better. It's
100%.
It's just amazing what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the special part about optometry is that our profession, or the way we provide our patient care, it allows us to actually get to know our patients
Yes.
over time, year after year, visit after visit.
Yes.
And sometimes when I have students that come to me and ask me, they might be like in high school,
Mhm.
and they're trying to find a direction of where to go in healthcare.
Right.
And so a lot of times they think of medical doctors, right? And so even in the medical field, I do tell them, you really want to know if you want to build a relationship
Right.
with that patient over time, because there's certain professions you can't do that,
Exactly.
right? Like emergency care,
Yes.
right? Which is
Right.
essential.
Right.
But if you're looking for that long-term relationship, which we have, and it's
Yes.
such a blessing, right? And so yeah, I totally love what I do,
Right.
and I would never change it in the world. So I met you last year at my very first exchange,
Exactly.
right? And just for my followers, the annual event is called The Exchange,
The exchange.
and it's put out by Vision Source. And so this year, The Exchange is marking the 35th anniversary.
Right.
So when I met you, that was a very unexpected meeting.
It was a chance meeting, wasn't it?
It was a chance meeting,
Yes.
but what did we end up calling it?
Yeah.
We called it a God moment.
It was a God moment. Yes.
It was a
really
God
was.
moment.
On a bus to one of the venues.
Well, yeah, but it was even
yeah.
before the bus,
It
because
was in line.
I was
Yes.
looking for directions on how
Right.
to get to the
Yes.
bus
That's right.
that was going to take us to the dinner venue
Exactly.
and the welcome venue, the welcome reception.
That's right.
And you happened to be asking for information as well.
Mhm.
And so I stood behind you, but since you were asking the same thing, I ended up going, can I just follow you? And we ended up having a beautiful conversation on the
did.
bus. And I think it started with really that I was sharing with you my journey in terms of my faith, because last year was a little bit earlier, wasn't it?
It was. Yes.
And
Yes.
that was about the same time when I was leaning more into trusting my faith and following God and all that. And I still wasn't completely there yet.
Right.
And so when I followed you and then we started talking on the bus, it just turns out that we were going to have a prayer meeting the next morning. And then you told me you were leading it.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, and I think I told you that on the bus ride, was that never have I ever been part of any organization in our industry where there was a prayer meeting.
Right.
And it was on the schedule.
Is right.
Right?
Correct. To kick off the meeting at Vision Source. And
How wonderful
really,
is that?
yes, it's I think it is a unique thing these days.
It is unique. And
Yeah.
and then that's where you kind of gave me a little bit of the history about the founders.
Right.
And so I thank you
Right.
for
You
that
bet.
moment.
You bet. We later called it, we were in Denver in the mountains. I think we referred to it as a mountaintop experience too.
Oh, that's right.
We
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
creating those moments that are very special, chance encounters. That's the way God works. And,
Yeah.
it's so amazing.
And then even after that, we kind of still kept in contact, and
Yes.
and so here we are, right? And
Exactly.
here we are.
A year later.
Okay, so I did fill you in a little bit about the format of our podcast,
I'm very scared.
and so here's the soft shoes for you,
Okay.
and here's the hard shoes for me.
Okay.
So, but we were talking about shaking it up because you told
Exactly.
me that you wanted to start with a hard one.
I was not afraid to
Okay,
begin
so
with
let's
difficult.
switch.
We're going to
All right,
switch.
we're going to switch.
Okay.
And because I always tell my guests, just so that I'm nice to them, that they would draw from the soft question bank
Okay.
first.
All
but
right.
let's go ahead and have you pull a hard
All right.
question.
So,
And so these hard questions are questions on life, and it's
Okay.
going to make us pause a little bit.
make us think a little bit.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Very
and
good.
so
All right. Oop, there's two.
I know
No,
they're
that's
kind
one. That's
they're
one. They're
kind
folded.
of
Okay. All right. What's one area of your life where success has made things more complex and not simpler?
all right. You hand me that while you answer it. You took on the challenge, so I'm making you answer
Oh,
first.
absolutely. Well, for me, that's quite easy.
Okay.
Because we have been very, very successful in our practice of optometry in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have 4 doctors.
You have
We've
one location, or
grown
you have
one
more?
location,
Oh, wow.
4 doctors, and 9 exam rooms. So the larger we've gotten, the more complex it is not simpler.
Yes.
It has gotten more complex. That's probably where I would go to immediately. There's a lot of moving parts with multiple doctors and 20 plus staff, and
Yeah.
in the old days when it was myself and a couple of team members, was easier, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's been more difficult, but yet it's been also an amazing journey
Yeah.
to grow and to see what we've been able to do in our community.
Yeah. As you're talking, it always happens when there's a question where I'm like, I don't know the answer immediately. As my guest is talking, I'm still like trying to, like, my wheels are turning inside
Right.
my head. What's one area of your life where success has made things more complex and not simpler? I do agree. There's been a lot of things that I've made changes on with my practice. I don't have 9 exam rooms. I have
Right.
2.
Right.
I'm on a smaller scale, but it can be complex at times, just
Sure.
because I'm adding new features and technology.
Right.
And but I think I'm going to touch upon. I think raising my daughters,
Yes.
I am going to call that a success. I am going to
course.
call that a success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting
Yes.
through those middle school, teenage
Oh, my.
years, it was quite difficult, very difficult.
Right.
And every child has their own personality. So even though, you think you got it down with that one child, then with the next one, whatever you had thought would work doesn't work on the second child.
Curveball.
It is. And so I made it through. Okay,
made it.
so I
Yeah.
feel like, they're young adults and they're both very independent. But I think there's now this new form of complexity to navigate with two adult children, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I think there's always kind of like now endless surprises
Right.
because when you're raising children, there are certain milestones that you're going to have to get to as a parent. But then now that they're adults, it's like, you know, there's these non-traditional things now, meaning that
Mhm.
we grew up in a tradition where, the next thing is marriage,
Right.
grandchildren,
Right.
things like that. And I think
Certain expectations along the
yes, but I
way.
think the younger generation,
Mhm.
they kind of have a different take on it.
Right.
And so I think that's where the complexity is,
Mhm.
where, I have to kind of shift and understand that the values that I grew up with may not necessarily be the same.
They are a bit different.
They are different.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to end it in terms
Okay.
of answering this question because
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. All right. So are we going to go with an easy one now?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
All right. So you have the easy ones. Okay.
Yes, I have the easy ones. Well, you requested to
I
have.
know. I know.
Okay, so let's see. What's something you've grown to appreciate with time?
I tell you what. Let's answer that almost with a riddle.
Okay.
How about time?
How about time?
Time is
Yes.
so precious. And
Yeah.
what I've come to appreciate is making better decisions about how to spend time.
Yeah.
What am I doing? What is of value that really matters, and what am I spending my time on?
Mhm.
Kind of a riddle there, but I think I've learned to appreciate how valuable that is,
Yeah.
and there's only so much of it, right?
Tell me about it. I have realized that time is not endless.
That's right,
It's constantly ticking,
right,
and I'm learning to really I mean, it's not a cliche. When they say that, make the most of your
right,
of your moments or whatever, I am seizing that now.
right.
I have to make sure that I am you know, making sure that every moment counts. For me, what's something you've grown to appreciate with time? Uh, my patience.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been. I've talked a lot on my podcasts about finding clarity in my life right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
And this clarity was alignment
Okay.
with my faith,
Yes.
but also alignment with understanding what has been my purpose all this time. And I just didn't see it. And so I realized that my purpose has been serving my
Hmm.
community with
Hmm.
my patients. And I'm learning to appreciate it now.
Right.
I didn't see it before.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I am so thankful
Yeah.
that
39 years into practice, for me, the relationships that you develop, those patients are so precious.
oh,
And
100%.
and it just, yeah, that's a good one.
Well, what I learned is that I was serving them in one capacity,
Hmm.
but they were also serving me
Yeah.
as well. They were giving me back
Right.
because there were times in my personal life
Hmm.
that I went into very you know dips. Okay, we all
Sure.
have dips in
Absolutely.
our lives. And I'm still here, right? But God put these patients in my life, and now I see it so clearly that they were the ones that brought me back up each time.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it, and now I do. And so, yeah, and
That's
that it's
beautiful.
it is beautiful. It is beautiful.
And even more beautiful, I bet, is the timing of those certain patients
Oh yeah,
being in your chair.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, those would be considered God moments.
You bet.
I'm gonna say something here, and I'm not gonna give his name out, but he knows who he is. There is a particular sales representative
Mhm.
over the course of 15 years, that he would somehow feel it to just do a drop by on those life moments where I was at my lowest.
Wow. Wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
just go
Always had the right timing.
to check in on Dr. Chu.
Yes.
And I'll be like, how did you know?
Yes.
I just woke up this morning and knew I had to check up on you.
Right.
And isn't that special?
It really is.
It is.
It really
it is.
is.
And so I've been calling him my guardian angel.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah. All right. I think we both did well on the soft chews there. We're
Okay.
gonna do a hard chew.
Another hard one. All
Another
right.
hard one.
Here we go. All right. What have we here? All right. Oh, now that Katie, this is tough.
Okay, what is it?
What is something you've forgiven but never forgotten?
Okay. I know that one.
You know that one?
Yes. I
Okay.
know that one.
All
100%.
right. Okay.
You want me to go?
You go first.
All right.
I need thinking time.
Okay. Because you know how sometimes some of these questions you can have multiple answers?
Yes.
And this one just came straight to me. So I've had to seek therapy for the longest time. And the therapy sessions were always based on trauma that I had received as a child.
Okay.
And you may not know this, but I have shared this on my podcast. And I was abused as a child.
Yes. You shared that
And
with
it
me.
was my mother.
Mm,
And she
Sorry.
has passed. She passed in 2012 at the age of 68 years old. And I have forgiven her. I have forgiven her. But through therapy, I've been taught that I should not forget.
Right.
And so and that's where I am. I the memories of the things that I had to endure as a child, those are reminders for me to continue to make a difference in other people's lives and within my own life and with my children's lives, to make sure that that type of abuse is not repeated.
Right.
And I can honestly say that, I broke the cycle with that. But there was an unfortunate part that, because I didn't seek therapy at that point, I shortly ended up marrying my husband, my ex-husband now,
Right.
but I ended up marrying somebody who's very much like my mother.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
the cycle of abuse did continue into that relationship. And so with that awareness, and by not forgetting, that's part of my journey right now to share with
Right.
people.
Right.
And so yeah, but that's the one thing that I have forgiven. I have forgiven my mother.
Those are deep scars that you
Yes.
just cannot forget.
You cannot forget.
Yeah.
But through the grace of God, and I didn't even know I was going to share this, but I had motioned to you earlier before we started taping that I'm wearing my mother's cross.
Yes. Yes.
And
you did say that.
yeah, so this cross,
Mhm.
when she passed, my her belongings, they were distributed amongst family members. And I was kind of at that point in my life when she passed that I didn't want to really have anything to do with anything.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so my sister-in-law
Mhm.
had the cross.
Okay.
And it was, I think, Thanksgiving of last
Mhm.
year. I felt like it was time,
Yes.
and that this would be part of my healing.
Yes.
And so I asked my sister-in-law if she didn't mind that I kept it.
You're right.
And so she gave it to me on Thanksgiving last year, and it was beautiful. And she even like put it on me. And so yeah,
Mm.
and I'm going to continue wearing this cross.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good.
It's to remind me
Good.
to, to be gentle with
Good.
myself and to forgive.
That's a great reminder of forgiveness.
It is.
It really
It is. That is why I wear it.
Right.
Part of our human nature, even with therapy, it's hard
Right.
sometimes to truly say that I've forgiven 100%, because we
Sure.
have our human nature, and And so we sometimes we need these physical reminders, right?
Yes,
And
that's, I think so too.
yeah. Okay, so did
Yeah.
you
Well,
think of what to?
you know, as I'm thinking about this, I remember something that I just read a couple of days ago.
Okay,
This is from the person was Clara Barton, who
okay,
founded the Red Cross,
okay.
and she was asked about someone who had previously been cruel to her, and her comment was, and I remember this because I thought it was just pretty special, but she said, "I distinctly remember forgetting that incident."
Oh,
She said,
okay.
"I distinctly remember forgetting
Forgetting.
that instant," when
In,
someone else had brought it up to her.
yes,
So
yes,
I thought that was interesting, that we need to, there's certain things we do need to try our best to forget.
yes.
And yeah. So,
So
oh man,
she
right.
intentionally remembered to forget.
To forget it. She that's what the quote was. So I thought that was
Mm,
something to look up maybe, but
yeah,
that was pretty neat.
that's pretty
So I read
profound.
that. So, yeah, I think we've all had situations in perhaps our families or our business relationships, where there are things, and it's hard for me to be terribly specific, but things happened, and we've moved past them. They've been forgiven,
Hmm.
uh, but they're always back there, right? They're always back
Somehow
there.
they kind of resurface
I
sometimes.
wish I could distinctly forget some of them a little bit better. Uh, but I would say just some things that happened generally along the way with family.
Okay.
So
Okay.
kind of non-specific there.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Was this a hard one? It
That
was.
was a hard
Okay.
one.
So I am now going to pull an easier
All
one.
right.
Sometimes these easy ones are not too easy to chew on, but let's see.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for one where it'll be like, what's your favorite color? Okay, here we go. What's something that makes you feel grounded no matter where you are?
No, I got that one.
You want to answer it?
I
Okay.
will answer that
Okay.
because I use this terminology very often.
Sure.
So I go on mission trips to Honduras
Okay.
almost every year. I've been there over
Which
20
part of
times.
Honduras do you go
I go
to?
to Catacamas in the
Okay.
Olancho district,
Okay.
which inner mountains, a lot of poverty.
Mm,
It's definitely not Roatan in Honduras. It's
yeah.
the
Yeah. That's what I was
inner
asking. I wasn't
parts.
sure. Okay.
Right. So, but anyway, I always call those trips uh, my grounding trips
Mm,
because I realize how the majority of the world really lives so much differently than we do.
yeah.
We live in extravagant opulence.
Yeah.
I mean, we really do.
We do.
Extravagant
We do.
opulence.
We do.
And so the what makes me feel grounded are those trips. And there are certain times when I think back, well, what are those beautiful people of Honduras thinking about or doing? And they're getting up thinking, okay, are we gonna eat beans again? Are we gonna kill one of our chickens to have for dinner tonight? What are we going to eat? Do we need to go down and refill our water from the river?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just such a different way of existing, but that keeps me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
That's my grounding thought
Yes.
to go back to and to go there repeatedly, and it's a special thing. It really is so special
How many years
to
have you
be.
been doing it?
I've lost count. It's over 20 though. Yeah,
Wow.
it's been a lot. I'm
Wow.
going back in October.
And when you go on these missionary trips,
Right.
are they also tied in with healthcare?
It
Or
is eye care,
oh, it
yes,
is eye
yes.
care. Okay. I wasn't
It's
sure.
yes, yes. So we go to the remote mountain communities and provide eye care where, again,
Mm,
there's no chance that they have eye care at all.
yeah.
So it's people that really need it, and it's
Yeah.
no, there are eye care missions.
Okay.
I would call them faith-based eye care missions.
Yes. How beautiful is that?
Yes.
And what's the organization
Yeah.
that
So I
you
work
go
with
through?
a Christian. It's now a hospital in Honduras. It's called Predazon.
Okay.
Is the organization that I work with, and
Do they also
it's
do surgery?
they do
So-
surgery, they do dental, they do It's wide-ranging healthcare.
Okay.
They have brigades that come from the states,
Oh, nice.
provide different forms of care.
Nice.
It's a wonderful organization.
Nice. Nice.
So,
Um,
yeah.
for me, again, as you were talking, I was thinking more domestically,
Okay.
and to be more specific, the city that I practice in,
Yes.
um,
Which is?
the city of Rosemead.
Rosemary,
Now,
okay.
I am going to say this because for people who don't know Southern California, you have your stereotype of, Hollywood and the
Right.
celebrities and the mansions and all
Mhm.
that. But there are communities in Southern California that are impoverished,
Yes.
and
Sure.
and in these lower income areas, it's sometimes easy to be missed.
Mhm.
The reason is because, like, I'm just going to use my city as a perfect example. Um, 67% of my patients that come in, they are on welfare.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so their
Yeah.
income is below poverty line.
Yes.
And again, there are stereotypes that people will abuse the Medicaid system.
Right.
They don't necessarily need it, but they're on it and all that.
Right. Right.
And I am going to say, in my
Mhm.
community, they do need it. They
Right.
do need it. But the reason why I said it's so easily missed is because certain pockets in that city are going to be like that. And
Right.
then you go half a mile
Mm.
up north, or 1 mile to the east, or, 3/4 of a mile to the south. All of a sudden, the dynamics change, and then it's going to be an affluent area.
Right.
So then you have people that are coming in, to my practice, that might be coming from one of the affluent areas for an eye exam,
Right.
right? But majority of my patients are not from those areas,
Right.
right? And so what I'm trying to say is that grounds me every day,
Mm-hmm.
because um it reminds me of why I'm there. And I'm there to give a lot of these kids, because I also grew up in that area.
Okay.
And so it gives a lot of kids this, I like to mentor them
Right.
and to let them know that, dream big,
Right.
work hard, and those dreams will come true. Because I always tell the kids,
Right.
there's nothing in this world that can ever hold you back from achieving any of your dreams. So dream big,
Wow.
because the only person that's going to hold you back is yourself. And I know that for my own self, right?
Right.
And so yeah, I think there's a reason why I'm placed in the heart of Rosemead.
I tell you, those children that you serve are
Yes.
so fortunate to have Katie Chu as Dr.
Yeah.
Katie Chu as their mentor.
I
mean,
know that now.
really,
I didn't know it before, and I do know it
really,
now. And
that
it
is so to be able to instill confidence in
Mhm.
them, that the
Oh,
hope that they can accomplish what you've accomplished, really.
yeah. I lift them up any
Yeah.
moment, every single patient that comes through the door of my practice. I try my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to lift them up in some way. I'll find something uniquely special about them,
Sure.
and I'll highlight it.
That's wonderful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Part of my purpose.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
All right. What was that?
Yeah.
That was an easy one, but we went deep,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah. Well,
All
a little
right.
bit. Yeah.
Okay. You
All
go
right.
with a
All
hard one.
right. Another hard one. I like the thought-provoking process here.
Well, and I like how I decided with this format that we share in this conversation, right? It's not just one
Yes,
direction
exactly.
and put all the stress on you being my guest and
Right.
answering everything.
There you go. What is something you've held onto that gave you strength?
Well, I know that one, and I already talked about it earlier. But it's a newfound.
Right.
It's my faith. I'm
Right.
new.
Right.
I'm a new believer.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
am so happy now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Certainly our faith, it gives us incredible strength, and it really does. Just to have the hope that we have with
Well,
our faith is powerful.
yeah. I don't have fear now because of my trust in God in he's always been there for me. I just didn't see him
Hmm.
because of all the distractions of life. But now that I've cleared out a lot of the noise, I see it so clearly that he's been there every step of the way,
Right.
every
Right.
step of the way. And so now I just lean on it. I just
Right.
I don't worry.
Tell you, I'm gonna. You can't top that one. You really can't top
Yeah.
that one
Yes,
in
you
terms
can.
of no, you really can't. Our faith is gives us the
Oh, okay.
strength, but I'm thinking about other people. It's your group of friends and colleagues
Oh,
that you're close to that give you strength, and in some cases, family as well. But your core band of brothers and sisters that supports you, that have your back, that gives you so much strength. It's how do we navigate things alone? You really can't.
well, yeah.
Uh,
And I am going to tie back to God only
sure.
because
Yeah.
um he he believes in community,
Correct.
right? So literally
Yes.
what you're talking about is the community
Hmm.
and the village of
Right.
of people that, I used to always say, and I even bought a t-shirt that, basically says that, that we need a village to raise a child, right?
Hmm.
But now I realize that since I'm going into my, what do you call it when you're empty nesting,
Empty nest. Okay.
I'm an empty
Right.
nester. I've realized that now I need a village to raise me.
Yes.
I can't do it alone.
Right. Right.
You can't do it
Right.
alone.
We need each other.
We do. We need
We
family, we
need
need
each other.
colleagues, we need
Yes.
friends. Yeah, because in isolation,
Right.
that's not life, I think, right?
Right.
You do
Right.
need to lean on others. All right. That was a hard one or
Mm,
soft
That
one?
was a soft one.
That was a soft one. Okay, so it's your
No,
turn.
no, wait a minute. No, 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 no. That was a hard one.
That was a hard
That
one.
came out of this
I felt
bag.
like it was too easy, right? Because yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I
So
think so.
yeah, you did pull it.
I
But
think
I
I
just
pulled it.
because we
Yeah,
both had our
yeah.
answers so quickly.
Exactly.
All right, so now I'm pulling from the soft. What's something you wish people asked you more often?
Mm.
I'm gonna let you go.
Wow. Okay. Um. Well, I think we all like to share our stories about how we got to where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I guess that would comes to mind immediately is just okay. Uh, just tell me your story. I mean, we all have those
That's why we have this.
stories, as we have that, right? We all have these stories, and like for instance, okay, how did you? I'm seeing a patient. I'd love to answer the question. How did you decide to become an optometrist?
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide that? That's the first question I ask my student doctors. I've for many years had
Mm-hmm.
externs from some of the optometry colleges, particularly Southern College of Optometry out of Memphis. But so they asked. My first question was, what caused you to decide to enter the profession?
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, I love to tell a story, so I guess maybe I should tell it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
Try to do the quick version, but
No, go ahead and tell it.
so in the 10th grade, uh, I was on the
Well, can I
baseball
ask
team.
you then let me be the
Sure.
person that's asking.
Okay.
Mark, can you
Yes.
tell me,
Sure.
for what you do now,
Right.
for how many years? You said
39.
39 years, okay? What sparked that passion for you to go in the direction that you found?
Right. So I was on the baseball team. I could run, I could catch, I could throw. but I reached a point where I could not hit the ball. As we progressed, got older, the pitches came in faster. I was terrible at hitting. So that's part one. Part two, my grandfather was a physician, and so I was very interested in medical. Now, mind you, this was 10th grade, kind of thinking about my future. I was interested in medical, but I said, I'm not sure I want to do the things he does every day. All right. And then
Was he in family practice?
He's family practice. General, small town, Tennessee, delivered babies, farm injuries, football injuries. I mean, just did everything.
Did everything, yes.
So, so now the third spoke of that wheel, I had an aunt that was blind.
Oh.
My father's sister was blind and had a lot of exposure to the difficulties that created that the obstacles she had to overcome in her life. And so I'll shorten the story a bit.
But you grew up seeing this, I mean, seeing how your aunt had to navigate.
Exactly. With the lack of sight.
Yeah.
So so after my sophomore baseball season, where I didn't hit the ball very well.
What position did you play?
I was left fielder.
You were a left fielder. Okay.
So had an eye exam, and the day I put on my first pair of glasses, it was just like God tapped me on the shoulder and said, I want you to be an eye doctor.
Wow. It was that clear?
So clear, Katie. It was so clear.
Oh.
That doesn't happen often.
No. No, it
and
doesn't.
that's one of the reasons I love to tell the story. But I feel like my career has been so fulfilled because
before 10th grade, you didn't know that you needed glasses?
I didn't know. That's why I'm not playing professional baseball, Katie.
Oh my goodness.
Among other reasons.
Wow.
But yes, but anyway, it was just an amazing series of events that kind of tied in together.
Yeah.
And so, for me, that's, I like to tell that story.
Yeah. You know, I hope this is not too personal, but I am going to ask you, what moments in your day do you hear God the clearest? Because you just said, in 10th grade in that exam room chair, it's like you knew, you could hear that was your, you need to be an optometrist, right? So what other times like now do you feel that you can hear those moments so clearly?
Now you're into the hard question bag.
Oh, that's a hard question?
Because Katie, there's so many distractions.
Yeah, I know.
That just as we go throughout our day,
I
think we miss God a lot.
Yeah. So you haven't cleared out all that noise yet to find that moment?
I have to admit I have not.
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Yes.
I hear him so clearly.
Yes.
In the morning hours, literally 6 a.m.
Okay.
to 8 a.m. Around that time.
Right.
Miracles will happen.
Yes.
I call them miracles. Things that I would like just go, oh my goodness, that's him telling me. Yeah. But it's because I've been practicing removing all the noise, things I don't need to,
Right. Certainly I have I started earlier than you. I started at 5 a.m. But I have my morning time as well.
Yeah.
And you're right. You're right. That's probably the time of day that I hear more, but I just feel like there's other times where I need to be better in tune.
Yeah, because before I am a morning person.
Yep.
But before, as soon as my feet landed on the ground, I'm off already doing things, tasks, things like that. And so now those 2 hours, it's, other people might just call it me time.
Right.
But it's me and God.
Yes. Awesome.
And I'll have my coffee. I'll just make sure that I'm not letting things rattle me.
Yes.
Because that's a distraction.
You bet.
Right. And then that way I can just hear my thoughts, hear him, make decisions if I need to make decisions.
Sure.
Business decisions, life decisions. Those are the times. If somebody approached me midday and asked me, are you interested in this particular product? We can talk about, lease payments, things like that. Right.
Sure.
I'll be like, you know what? Let me sleep on it.
Right.
But the sleeping on it is because I'm waiting for that next morning where I can really figure things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I guess I didn't really answer this. What's something you wish people asked you more often? Um, you know what? It is funny. People don't really ask much about me.
Hmm.
Like, I love to share, but
Right.
if I were to not share,
Hmm.
people don't really ask.
Right.
I find
They
that
really don't.
interesting. They don't,
Yeah.
right? So you almost have to be the one that shares.
Right.
And so that was part of the realization is that, and that's partly why I decided to have this podcast. The tagline is chewing on what really matters,
Right.
one story at a time.
Uh,
And this is a way to just allow people that I come across in life
right.
to be able to have these moments where they can share.
Mm.
And sometimes the sharing allows whoever our listener is to be able to replicate or do it within their own lives, right?
Right.
And spark something, in them. So
Yeah. Thank you for that, Katie. That's
yeah, you're
amazing.
welcome. You're
Amazing.
welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
interesting that
Yes.
you would think that people would be asking us, but they don't.
Mhm. They don't ask.
Maybe they just assume that
Right.
we are a
Right.
certain way, or but I'm thinking
Right.
I'm a lot more complex than
Sure.
my title.
Right.
All
Right.
right. So that was what? That was a hard one? I or soft one. That was a soft one.
That was a
Okay,
soft
we'll
one.
do one more round.
One more. Okay.
One hard, one more soft, and then we will call it an episode.
When have you been misunderstood in a way that stayed with you?
Misunderstood in a way that stayed with you. Well, yeah, I think growing up, because of what was happening at home, I um I was very protective of of the abuse. So when I would be at school, I would be more extroverted,
Right.
and it was, not to try, I mean, I guess I'm going to just say it was more like trying to cover it up,
Right.
you
Right.
know. And so I think sometimes I didn't let people really know the real me. They just knew the actions of
Okay.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I was always very involved in different activities, different
Mhm.
clubs, different things like that.
Mhm.
But it was just me doing things,
Right.
but it was a coping mechanism. And so
Right.
so the misunderstanding is that they never really got to know me as a person.
Right.
So because of that, I never really had close friends.
Mm.
They were very superficial because
Right.
we're part of an organization, a club or
Mhm.
whatever, and
Right.
I might even be president of that club. But did they really ever get to know me as and
Mhm.
call me like a best friend? Probably
Right.
not, because I
Yeah.
never let them in.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right. Oh goodness. Two things quickly come into mind.
Okay.
Uh, I had this is a very simple one, even though this came out of the hard bag. But I remember one time phrasing something very, very poorly,
Okay.
and I was trying to express to a person that what had been done to them was wrong. That it wasn't a fair thing. That it's something that unfortunately had happened in our office, and I said you were wronged. And in my southern dialect, they didn't hear the ed,
Oh,
and immediately they were got so mad. And I said, and I at first I didn't understand it, but the gentleman had heard my statement incorrectly and thought that I was telling him he was wrong. It was horrible, and it took a long time to convince him that no, 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 I wasn't saying you were wrong. I say wrong had been done to you.
correct.
And it was a very poor way to phrase it. And so I will never forget that. I will be very careful the way I say things.
Yeah.
like that, but it just turned upside down and so quickly.
Oh, I mean, I
Uh,
can see because
you
just
can see
that
how, yeah,
ED,
that
that
ED, right?
ED.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so I will never use that phrase quite that way again.
Mm.
But
Yeah, that would
I was misunderstood because I was actually trying to reach out to that person
and advocate for them,
and
right? To
advocate
help
for
them
them and say, listen, I know this was a bad thing. This should not have happened.
haven't, and you
And
were wronged.
yeah, so careful the way you say
Oh,
things. So
yeah.
that kind of comes to mind, and there is a business decision that I know that I had to make at one time, and it was totally based on integrity,
Mhm.
and it was misunderstood,
Mhm.
and even today probably still is by some that the decision was I know I only have to answer to God, right? And
Yeah.
and, and I know that business decision was made based on integrity alone,
Yes.
and yet the way it appeared,
They took it differently.
it was taken differently.
Mm.
And yeah, so you live with those things, but again, hey, let's forgive and and
Yes.
and forget those things
And like you
and
said, we
move
only have
on.
one person to answer to,
We
right?
only have one person to answer to. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to tie it up with one more soft
A
chew.
softie.
And then you've had a long day.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's a moment recently that made you pause and smile?
Oh, you just gave me such an easy one there.
Aw.
So I've just finished a 4-day weekend with my two grandsons.
How old are they?
They are 4 and 2,
Oh,
Jack and Charlie. Their parents took a little trip, and so my wife and I got to keep
I'm going to grab
them.
some water. I'm so sorry.
Yes. And we had it made me pause and smile so many times. There was a moment where the 2-year-old was crying, and probably we was tired, didn't know.
Yeah.
And I said, Charlie, no crying. And he's crying, and his mouth is sobbing. And he said, yes, crying. And I said, no more crying. He said, yes, crying. And it was just so precious. I mean, it's a
How
moment to
far do
stop
they
and
live from you?
yeah. Oh, not far.
Not far.
A few
So
miles.
you get to see them often?
We see them quite often. We're fortunate about that. But oh my goodness, that goes back to that time we were talking about earlier. That time with them is so fleeting.
Yeah.
They're two for such a small period
Oh,
of time, and Jack, the older one's 4, and just the moments, that time to spend with them, and pause
yeah.
and smile at what they're doing is
I
so precious. Oh
Oh
my
my,
goodness,
so how many grandchildren do you have?
just
Just the
the
just the two.
two,
So for
and
me,
counting.
oh, and counting.
Well, we hope there's more.
I'm gonna pause.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
It's one of those moments. They're gonna edit it out.
Sure.
You know when you get that dry spot?
No, absolutely.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so well, but then let me just make sure. Whoa.
Hope that's still recording.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there was one time it did stop recording,
Oh, goodness
but
gracious.
that was quite embarrassing. Wait, what was the question? Okay. All right, so let me just repeat. Sorry.
Okay.
So you have more than 2 grandchildren, or how many do you have?
Just have 2 grandchildren
Oh, okay.
at the moment, and we have 2 other children. We have 3 kids, and
Okay.
these are the oldest. Our oldest son, in his.
And do you have one on the way?
No,
Oh,
not
no.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe there was a little one that's being baked. So for me, what's a moment recently that made you pause and smile? I just have so many of those moments that just kind of catch me off guard. I am going to say, I did post this on social media though. I was traveling through Atlanta Airport.
Mhm.
I always do a red eye, leaving LAX, and then I land around 7 a.m. in Atlanta.
Okay.
And it's such a routine because then I hop into an Uber, go to the hotel, and basically then check in and then head on out to do my presentation.
Right.
But that morning, I'm going through the airport, rushing through, and Atlanta Airport is very busy.
It
And then all of a
is.
sudden, somebody called out Katie.
Mhm.
Never, I've done like probably maybe 70 different flights over the last few years.
Sure.
Nobody's ever recognized me, called me
Right. Called
in
you by name.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I turned around and it was another one of the speakers.
Yeah.
And because he's also trying to catch a flight going to somewhere
Sure.
else. And he's based out in Atlanta.
Okay.
But it literally just it just turned that whole day around in terms of like, wow, it was just a moment
Right.
where two people,
Mhm.
from two different areas doing their own thing so fast, so
Right.
quick. And then we just met up in that one moment as we're passing by, right?
Right.
Yeah, that definitely put
Yeah.
a smile on my face.
Yeah. Very
And
good.
and he took a quick picture of it,
Yeah.
and so it was really special. All
Sure.
right, so how are you though with this whole thing?
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, a
Good. This
little
is
bit
fun.
different. It was
Yeah.
fun, right?
Yeah. It was fun.
And
Yeah.
have you ever done a podcast
Mhm.
before?
I have.
Was it
Been.
in person or was
I
it
have done one
that
in
was in
person before. It's
person?
been a long
Okay,
time ago, but
long time
yes.
ago.
Yeah.
I know most of the
Yeah.
people that I have brought on, most of them have told me that they've done the virtual ones, and this
Right.
was kind of the first in person.
Right.
So,
Right.
but thank you
Right.
again.
Sure.
I know that this exchange is today's like the start of it,
To start.
and it's going to go through today's Wednesday, and it's going to go through till Saturday.
Till Saturday.
So we're going to be pretty
Right.
exhausted at the end of
We
this.
will.
There's
We
so much
will.
happening
A lot of
at
happenings.
the
Big
exchange.
meeting.
So thank you again for your time.
You bet.
All right. So to my beautiful followers, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Chew on This. As I always remind you, lead your life boldly, see things clearly, and live your life purposefully. And until next time, take care. Bye.